Hi, I'm Peter Duckworth and you've tuned into my channel on playing traditional hymns. I want to give you a few more tips that may be useful to you. 3 weeks ago or so I published another video which you can find on this channel, and I'll leave a link below. Here I'm going to explore some more piano techniques. To do so I'm going to take a favourite hymn, Great is Thy Faithfulness, which lends itself very much to pianistic interpretation. You know the tune. It comes in various keys in the books, for E flat or D more often. Those are lovely keys, but personally I prefer best of all the key of D flat. Anyway, Great is Thy Faithfulness is, as I say, a very pianistic piece. The melody line is fairly simple and flowing. And it's got a lot of pathos to it, and it's not surprising because the words are taken from the book of Lamentations. Great is Thy Faithfulness, new every morning are Thy mercies. That comes from in the middle of a lament by Jeremiah. So first of all, in interpreting this hymn for the piano, we want to try and capture a lot of that feeling and convey it through the musical line. You want a simple flowing line, but it's got to have shape and beauty. So you see a little bit of variation in the dynamic and a long phrase to capture that continuation of it. So you can add beauty to the hymn by the way you play the line. Then when you finish the phrase, you've got to lift your hand off, so there's a rest. Off. Variation in the dynamic and the shape and the length of the phrase all kind of adds to the feeling. And so if you're going to pick a key like D flat, you do need to be familiar with the key, and you need to do your scales. Maybe some arpeggios too, just so that your fingers are secure on the notes. After that, it's all about touch and the voicing you can give to the line. Now let's think about harmony too. There's some fine harmonies in this hymn. That's one of the reasons I've chosen it. Dominant. Already you can hear the movement of the inner parts. There's a lot of scope here to develop this for the piano. That's the dominant key, and then you've got this terrific kind of return to the tonic. It's a wonderful progression. Remember I said there's lots of pathos in this hymn, and the harmonization just brings it out. And then here's a great diminished seventh chord. First inversion. I think it's a brilliant tune. It sort of captures the faithfulness of God. That's a lovely chord, isn't it? So is this. And those passing notes are very important. Listen to this. You can tell tell that was written by a great musician because it turns on a sixpence. That's lovely. And another diminished seventh. And I like to put a pause in there, and then here's a beautiful chord. Isn't that lovely? You can add. Then when you're so familiar with the tune that you can play it from memory like I do, and play around with the internal parts, you might also add some decorations. For example, I like to try and incorporate a run in this piece if I can. It builds up to a dramatic point halfway through the verse, particularly in the second verse, which is talking about summer and winter and seed time and harvest, sun, moon and stars in their courses above. Join with all nature in manifold witness to thy great mercy, faithfulness and love. And that kind of build up to the statement of faith just kind of makes the music take off. And if I get a chance, I often incorporate a run here in the left hand. So let's try that second verse. Summer and winter, seed time and harvest, sun, moon and stars, their courses above. Then I want to try and incorporate a run, a dramatic run. Let's see if we can do that. Big flourish, you might even start an octave above that. I don't advise you to do that first time round, but with a bit of practice you can have a bit of fun like that. Okay, let's talk about tempo. With tempo you must keep a regular heartbeat. Now it doesn't mean to say you can't vary the tempo from time to time, and particularly if you're playing to yourself it doesn't matter anyway. If you're leading a congregation, they need to have a steady beat, and you need to be leading them, not them leading you. So maintain a good, solid tempo. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. But having established a core tempo like that, then it gives extra expression if you pull it around a little bit from time to time.